Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So we're back with FIFA Rivals, and now we're going to get into some more advanced stuff. So I've done a whole bunch of videos about sort of how the basics of the game works. So check those out if you haven't played that yet. But now we're going to go into some of the sort of deeper NFT stuff. So this game is a mixture of NFTs and non-NFTs. So all these players are obviously either NFTs or not NFTs, and you can't really tell just by looking at them. So as it happens, my sort of one of my rarest players, this guy here, he's legendary. You can see that by the sort of purple outline. But he's actually not an NFT, so he's just someone that I unlocked playing the game. He's just a normal digital asset. So there's various things I can do with him. I can level him up. I can actually discard him, and basically I lose that card, I burn that card, and I get some of, he basically becomes some contract points. I've done a video about those. There's basically fuel for the game. So we can see here, in this case, he's got 72 matches remaining. So after he's played 72 matches, he can't play anymore until he's refueled. And one of the ways of refueling your players is to get rid of some of them. And if I go to discard here, okay, I can't actually do this at the moment because he's in the starting 11. But some of the other players, actually most of the other players, are NFTs. So the difference here is if I go, actually is this one an NFT? Yes. So the difference here is, or the way you see the difference here is it says instead of having a discard option, it has a talent tree option. So when you go to a talent tree, it's a different way of leveling up these characters. It's actually leveling up the team. So we can see here he has three options: mastery, defense, tactician, and superstar. So we probably can't read at the bottom, but it says tactician, the shoot stat increases by 8 during the final shot of the match. Next level, shoot increases by 10 during the final shot of the match. So we can see here there's different sort of options here. So that was the tactician. The superstar, next level, super activation area increases by 16%. So the super is a way of getting like you power up one character. It's really useful for scoring goals. And the defense one is next level, gain +5 to defend whenever playing as the home team. So it's basically that's a sort of a team-wide sort of stat increase. So quite powerful. So what I've been looking at here, two things actually. So I've been looking at my goalkeeper. So he's an NFT. He's not super powered, 78, but they start to get quite expensive. If we go to his talent tree here, we can see here there's rivalry, culture, Europe, and tactician. So rivalry is that when he levels up this one, you get a +5 to all stats for 7 seconds whenever your goalie makes a save. Okay, so and it says at the top, if I scrap my player, I'll get culture XP. So even though they have different tech trees, the player has basically one preeminent sort of talent type, and when you get rid of them, when you destroy them, that's what they give you in return. So actually it's pretty difficult to see, but for rivalry, for the first level of each of these, you need 5 of those particular XP points. I've actually got 4 rivalry talent points. So it says here in green, get more talent XP. So that's what I want to do. And so now it shows me choose another player to scrap. So these are all NFTs. So this is a way to get NFTs. You can unlock them in the game, but basically I've been buying them on the marketplace. So the cheapest ones are pretty cheap. They're less than $1. Obviously some of these are much more expensive. I think my most expensive is about $20, $15. I think maybe my most expensive, but some of them can get much more expensive depending on how rare they are. And obviously the sort of better known players are also going to be more expensive. But these are players that some of which are in my team, some of which aren't. So I can choose a player. Let's see which one. Let's go for this guy. Okay, so actually he's not very useful because if I scrap him, I'm going to get a tactician, but I want a rivalry. So I need to go and find a rivalry one. And it says here to scrap him, I also need to use these points. So it says scrap. It's going to use up 5 of these points. So I've got 55 of these. So it's again another currency that you need to get. You can sort of buy these scrapping points, whatever you want to call them, by using the in-game sort of hard currency. You get quite a lot of that. I've not bought any of that yet, so there is a way of doing it. But if you want to do tons of it, you will have to spend money to do that. So I need to find someone else to do that to get my XP. Okay, so I found this player here, so let's select him, and he is a rivalry, so that's what I want. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to spend 5 of these tokens to scrap him. So I'm going to get 1 rivalry point, and actually I'm going to get 1 of those sort of fuel contract points as well. So let's do that. So he's going to go away, and this is actually NFTs. When you get rid of them, it's actually called burning them. So this is quite a useful thing to have in a blockchain game ecosystem where in a lot of games you sort of end up over time with just more and more and more assets in the game. And that's sort of a long-term sort of problem you have, and that can also impact sort of NFT games, and because the NFTs are actually sort of permanent things on the blockchain, people you can't always sell them because you end up with loads of these sort of very low priced sort of things. So you do need a reason for someone to come in and buy low-level items in the game, and then in this case get rid of them because there's some other resource that you sort of want to get. So not too many games have done this. Some have, but this is sort of inbuilt into it. So it's quite a good reason to go and buy low-level players on the marketplace because you want to level up your actual players that you're using in the game. So tap on that, we can see the contract point goes to this guy here. So that's automatic. The contract points automatically get sent to a player. I don't quite know how they do that. But anyway, tap continue. So those are my rewards. So now I've got 5. You can see I've got 5 of those rivalry points, so that's cool. So we can see here now on the left hand side, the top level of the rivalry tech tree is now not showing red, it's showing white because I've got 5 of those. So I'm going to spend those now. Let's see if I can do that. Hold to assign talent points. So we can just see there it's is it doing it? It's difficult to see this actually. Okay, there we go. So it looks like, yeah, there we go. So nothing terribly exciting, but we can see my talent points there. I've gone in the top bar. I've gone from 5 to 0, and this is now. What is it doing? It's showing 1 here, so that's interesting. So let's go back here. So has that happened? I guess. that was less exciting than I thought. But yeah, I think that has now happened. You can see this one is also showing 1 for Culture Europe as well, which is saying this one will Iron Curtain gain +3 to defend when the game is tied. So some of these are unlocked and some of them aren't. But you can see, you need to have quite a lot for the next level. You need to have 10 of these points. So at the moment that would cost you probably about, if you're buying players off the market and then destroying them or burning them, that probably cost you getting on for sort of $7 or something like that to get these extra sort of points. So they're quite expensive, but obviously as you're playing the game more and more, you sort of want to have sort of the best possible sort of stats you've got, and stats are not just about getting the best players, it's also leveling up the players you've got as much as possible. So that's how that sort of stuff works. Let's go back and check anything different there. So yeah, so thanks for watching the video. See you again soon.